Welcome to the Smart Business Show, episode 73. Today we're going to talk about freedom. Not quite the Braveheart freedom yelling stuff. We're talking about freedom for your clients. Lots of consultants, lots of business owners think all about themselves. They think about how can I make more money with this? What is best for my business? And you have to do that because you're running a business and it needs to make money so you can, eat and stuff. So your children can play in fridge boxes, not live in them. What they don't often think about, which I actually think is even more tied to financial return long term, is what's best for your clients. So you see lots of freelance gurus or consulting gurus say, tell web people to, hey, you should always sell a hosting package to your clients, and then they're with you, right? And so you own their hosting or purchasing the domain or whatever it may be. I think that's a terrible idea. I think it's a terrible idea because then they're always going to come to you for hosting anyways. If there's any problem with anything, they're going to say, hey, here's a problem. And since they're paying you for hosting, you just have to fix it. I have nobody on my hosting. That's not true. I have one good friend on my hosting who is told that if he complains, he's not on my hosting anymore. And so he doesn't complain. None of my other clients are on my hosting. So when they say, hey, there's a problem, they pay me to fix it. They, in fact, often end up paying me more to fix it than if I've been hosting it for the last, 6 months or something. It also means that those clients are held hostage by you. So if they want to move on to a new provider, which is totally fine, then they are held hostage by you. They have to, get FTP access or whatever access from you. They don't really have a password. Sometimes they don't even own their domain. I've spent 3 months trying to get a domain from another developer before. And you think, oh, I'd never do that. Happens all the time. And this also gives you all the power in the relationship, which is, I suppose, good in some ways because then you have the power and you are in charge. But that's not good from your client's point of view. They're totally put on the back foot, and what are they going to do? Like if they have a problem, they're just kind of at your mercy, and that's not good. I don't think that's good at all. So what I do is I make sure I set up hosting for the clients on their server. They own it. They're paying for it, everything. I make sure they own their domains. I don't want to buy them. I make sure they own all the plugins, everything they get. They own it all. And if at any point they decided to leave, they can just turn me off out of their hosting. I send them links to how to do that in their hosting. This is how you turn me off. We try to make it so that I cannot turn them off, right? So that they have all the control in this and so that I am coming in and helping them. Because that's really what's best. I'm putting their needs first and I'm making sure that they are served well. And I guess at the expense of some money in my pocket because I'm not selling hosting, stuff like that. That's how I think you should do your business. I think you need to give your clients freedom. I have one long-term retainer client, and it basically says, here's the payment terms, and it's totally up to them when they cancel it. I have no say in it whatsoever. They don't even need to give me notice. They can just say, hey, we're not paying your invoice, and say, okay, that's fine. Right? So if one invoice goes unpaid, it's done. And that means I just don't get paid for whatever the last week was. That's it. And I gave them all the power in that. I have no say in whether this goes. I don't raise the rates. It's all up to them. And that has built a long-term relationship that makes me good money for not a lot of work, really. When you're building your client relationships, when you're setting up anything for them, make sure that you give them the power. Make sure that they are in charge in many ways of a lot of their destiny, because that's what they should be doing with their business. And that's what you should be doing, making sure that they have the best setup or whatever for their business. Thanks for watching.